There's a moment most people don't talk about. It usually happens late at night. Your phone is in your hand. The year is ending. And instead of excitement, there's this quiet feeling sitting in your chest. You're not sad. You're not excited either. You're just scrolling, watching people post their goals, their plans, their New Year energy, while you think to yourself, yeah, I'll figure it out. Not because you don't care. Not because you're lazy. But because you're tired of promising yourself things you're not sure you'll keep. And here's the truth most people avoid. A new year doesn't change your life. The calendar flipping doesn't reset habits. Time doesn't magically organize your mind, your discipline, or your direction. Most people enter a new year the same way they entered the last one, hoping something feels different. And for a few days, it does. Then life kicks back in. Same routines. Same excuses. Same distractions. And suddenly, it's December again, wondering where the time went. The real problem isn't motivation. It never was. The problem is direction. When you don't know exactly where you're going, every day feels heavy. You stay busy, but nothing moves forward. You feel tired, but not fulfilled. And slowly, without realizing it, drifting becomes normal. That's why time feels like it speeds up. Not because life is faster, but because repetition replaces awareness. Days blur together when there's no intention behind them. If you feel behind right now, that feeling makes sense. If you feel uncertain, that's human. If you feel tired of starting over, you're not weak. You've probably tried before. You've probably told yourself, this year will be different. And when it wasn't, you blamed yourself. But the issue was never who you are. It was how you were relying on feelings instead of structure. Motivation fades. Discipline stays when it's built correctly. Real discipline isn't force. It's an agreement you make with yourself and keep quietly. Something changes the moment you stop waiting to feel ready. Clarity doesn't appear before action. It appears because of action. When you take even one intentional step, your brain shifts. You stop dreaming about change and start participating in it. You stop asking, will this work? And start asking, what's the next step? That shift is powerful. Because here's what most people never realize. You don't change your life by making one big decision. You change it by making a small decision again. And again. It hens abstraction for you.
What the damn need for appreciation of wet so? Like so good?
Not loudly.
Not publicly.
But consistently. The strongest form of discipline isn't intensity.
It's choosing yourself even when no one is watching.
You don't need the perfect plan. You don't need permission. You don't need confidence.
Confidence grows after action, not before it.
Progress doesn't look dramatic. It looks calm. It looks like fewer promises and more follow-through. Less talking. More doing. You won't feel transformed overnight. But you'll feel grounded. And when your actions match your intentions, time stops feeling wasted. It starts feeling invested. You don't need to rebuild your entire life. That's where most people fail. You only need to choose one area that matters to you. That's it. Decide what consistency looks like, small enough to do even on hard days. Remove friction. Make the action easier than the excuse.
Track effort, not outcomes.
Results follow attention. And when you miss a day, because you will, don't turn it into a story about failure.
Turn it into information. Adjust. Continue. That's how discipline is built. As this year ends, remember this. You don't need to rush. You don't need to compare. You don't need to reinvent yourself. You only need to move with intention instead of hope. The future doesn't belong to the loudest, the luckiest, or the most motivated. It belongs to the ones who showed up quietly. With self-respect. Adjust. Wherever you are right now, you're not behind. and it's not too late. You're aware. And awareness is where real change begins. Take the step. Then take the next one. That's enough.